Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to change the lower unit fluid in this boat motor. Fairly simple to do, a little bit time consuming because it's real thick fluid, it's gear oil. And a couple things you want to watch for is when you take this plug out of the bottom right here, you want to make sure that there's no milky fluid in there, like water mixing with your fluid. If there is, then you have a bad seal somewhere, maybe behind your prop, and that needs to be fixed. So we're going to take a look for that. Another thing you want to look for carefully is filings. If you've got filings in that oil, it could mean that some gears up in this area are going bad. So we got to take a look and make sure that there's none of that going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually pull this top plug, and then we're going to pull this bottom plug. Now when we fill this back up, we're going to fill from the bottom first, and we're going to fill it until it starts coming out the top. When it starts to come out the top, we put the top plug in, and then we put the bottom plug in, and then we're going to just double check it and make sure we can top it off. Whatever little bit we can get in that top, we're going to put back in there. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is drain it. I've actually got this drain pan. It's not really your typical drain pan, but it does have measurements on it, which I like because I know how much I took out. And then when I go to put it back in, this is 1 quart, so I'll know how much I need to put back in it and if I was actually low to begin with. Alright, so here we go. I do have the motor tipped up right now. I'm going to tip it down after it starts to drain. It's just a little easier to get to. I don't have to try to stand on my head to get this out of here. You know, I'm having difficulties getting that little plug out of there. There is a little rubber O-ring on it, and that gets caught in there, so it's a little tough to get out. It is loose. I need a pair of pliers to get that out. There we go. And that does have a little magnet on it. And that way, if there is filings on there, it does get stuck on that. I'm gonna leave that right here. Now we're gonna need this drain pan for this one because we're probably gonna start losing a little bit of fluid. And like I said, you wanna watch, make sure that you don't get any water. Water will sit on the bottom, so it'll actually come out first if there is water in it. And it looks to be straight gear oil that's coming out of there, which is good. I also don't see any filings on my magnet. Another good sign. So we're going to set this plug aside. And we're going to tip this motor down. And like I said, this drains pretty slowly. It's pretty thick fluid. We're going to let that drain for a while, and we're going to come back, see how much fluid is in that, and then we're going to put the proper amount of fluid back in. Probably going to take a while.